Hi friends, it's Becky, and I'm going to be opening up the June 2024 Sam's Bead Box. It is berries and wine is the theme for this one, which makes me think that we're going to have some reds and purples and all sorts of great colors like that in this box. And when we open it up, we'll go through the contents, and then I'm going to organize them into my 15 grid organizers that I like to put my bead subscription boxes in. Because Sam's Bead Box is a bead subscription box, you usually find really great, thoughtfully curated check glass, gemstones, some findings that go with the theme. It's really, really well done, and one of my favorite bead boxes that I have. But while I'm opening this up, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some delivery issues that I had. So I was expecting, this almost didn't happen by the way, I was expecting this delivery on Monday, and I got a delivery notification that yes, it had been delivered, and then when I went to go get it out of the mailbox, it wasn't there. And so that was kind of a big deal. And so I was like, well, okay, maybe, because there were other things that had been delivered that day that were in there. And so I was like, well, maybe it accidentally ended up in one of my neighbor's mailboxes, because the way that the mailboxes are, at least in this part of Texas, is your mailboxes are not in front of your house. Your mailboxes are not attached to your house. You don't have a mail slot. You have a bank of mailboxes like down the road or the next road over or something at the end of the street, where like at least 3 roads worth of people all have their mail delivered, and it makes it more convenient and what is the word, efficient for delivery if the mail person doesn't have to go to each house in order to deliver the mail. They just stop at the mailbox, swing open the big wide thing, stuff mail in all the boxes. There's little parcel lockers that you can put your they put mail in the mailboxes. Sometimes if they're small enough, they'll put those in there too. Anyway, what I'm saying is I've gotten other people's mail in my mailboxes before. And so like what happens when that happens is I look at who it's addressed to, their address, and I walk it over to their house, and I'm like, hey, I got this in my mailbox and everything's great. Nobody was walking over to my house. Nobody came over. So I posted on Nextdoor, and I was like, maybe somebody got it. Maybe ask them to take a look and see if they did. Nothing. Crickets. And I had a draft in my email to send to Sam's Bead Box to be like, hey, it says it was delivered. I know it was delivered, but I didn't get my box. I didn't send it yet, though, because today I was like, well, I've got some other things in the mail. I'm just going to go check my mailbox. And there it was. It was sitting there in my mailbox. It wasn't there when we picked it up on Tuesday. It was there today. So probably what happened is, you know, they scan like a sheet full of packages for that. Probably it got scanned in to be put on the mail truck, and then it got, I don't know, fell out of the bin or something, or got misplaced in the mail truck. And so they thought it was delivered, but it wasn't. And so when they scanned it in to say, oh, hey, it was delivered, it just wasn't. So obviously they found it and they put it in my mailbox, and now I have my Sam's Bead Box. So that was a really long story, and I thank you all for hanging out with me while you bore with me for this. But let's see what's in here on this. That was only 3 minutes of extra time on that. So we've got a description. I'm going to skip this because I just finished telling you the story. And then we've got our item checklist over here on the back. And like I said, we've got some strands, check glass, and usually some gemstones. And some Werther's Original to share with my son later. But let's get in here and get these themes. I think if I read correctly on here, it's Napa Valley. It's the time of year when things kick off in there. One country. We've got some area around here where they've got some vineyards out in near Fredericksburg and stuff, and so you can do like wine tastings out here. Fredericksburg is like the Napa Valley of Austin. You know, it's real fun like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the stranded selections first. I'm going to set the bags aside, and I was right. We've got purples and reds, and I love these dark, deep red colors. This looks like garnet. Ooh, these are beautiful. Look at these tiger eyes. Are they dyed? Let's see. Maybe it's not Celsian, or is Celsian, is that what that is? Or is it tiger eye? I don't know. Anyway, the bagged stuff we will go open up in just a minute. We'll start with our strands though. We'll get these all opened up and gone through, and there are so many strands of beads in here, y'all. Sometimes I'm just kind of in awe of everything that they're able to pack into these bead boxes. Looks like we've got some champagne colors too. That's cool. All right, so amethyst and garnet checkerboard faceted coins. I don't know if you guys can see the checkerboard faceting with the little squares on there. So that's amethyst and garnet. 2 gemstones for the price of 1. Well, for the strand of 1. Should I separate them out? No, I'm going to put them all in the same little section. Let's get our scissors. Amethyst and garnet. So we've got like the dark reds and the purples together. And like this just brings all the colors in together. And then we've got some 3 by 5 millimeter fire polish rondelles, light amethyst and lilac mix. And that looks like that's what this one is. Just gonna grab my ladybug dish so I can hold it up behind the beads so you can see the color a little bit better without all of this in there. All right, oh, it is tiger eye, I was right, it's right there. Then we've got a smooth round purple and fuchsia mix dyed tiger eye, and they are 10.5 millimeters, and we have a 10-piece strand. 10.5 millimeters. It's like looking at a galaxy, you know, the galaxy paintings and art that we all had, we were all enamored with like 10 years ago. I'm still into them. I don't think I will ever be tired of them, but yeah, it's gorgeous. It's got the purples, it's got the fuchsias, it's got the magentas, it's got all of those lovely, luscious colors right there. And then we've got some Czech glass hibiscus. Oh, Celsian is the color. So this must be the hibiscus one right there. And there's an 8-piece strand. They are 12 millimeters in size. And this is that champagne-y kind of color. I'm assuming that I am pronouncing this color right, the Celsian. I may not be. I may be saying something completely wrong. And that's okay. And then we've got some fancy rounds, or fancy facet beads. That's these ones. And the fancy facet, it's not that diagonal faceting, it's just straight down across it. And these are also Czech glass. And I'm wondering if I should put all of these in the same section with the same color. Probably not, but I can move them over there if I need extra room. They can go together. But then we've also got our fire polish, 4 millimeter fire polish beads as well. It's the same color. I'm just gonna grab once more, my little ladybug dish so you can get a better idea of those colors. And I'm just moving it around because I like it when it sparkles. All right. Now this one I think I am actually going to put in here with these guys. So we've got sort of the same color of beads, but they are 2 totally different sizes. And then we've got some rose rounds. And they are pink and golden luster. Can you see the rose shaping on that? This is Czech pressed glass. That golden luster, these are 5.5 millimeters. And there's a 25-piece strand. All right, then we've got fire polish rondelles. What's this one? It is a fuchsia and crystal mix. So we've got some different colors of some of our beads. Like these are like the darker fuchsia, and then you've got these other ones that are kind of half and half with a little bit of the fuchsia, but also the crystal. And then we've got the garnet pebble chips. And I'm just going to pull this behind here again so you can see the color a little bit better for all of these garnet pebble chips. And I'm going to leave them on this strand because it will be easier for me to get them out and work with them if I work directly from the strand. And I'm just going to stick them right there in that corner. All right, we've only got a few more of these left. We've got the curved petal brios. And I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of a curve on these. Pink rosé is the color on this. I'm going to stick them up here. It's entirely possible that these might want to go hang out there, but we'll see what else we've got in our bagged selections in a minute, because there are the andesine. I have not had this before. They are faceted rounds. It's heated and faceted, and they are little 3.3 millimeter jummies. This actually I'm going to curl up and set on top of those fire polish rounds, because this is like sort of that same kind of mix, but in gemstones instead of in the Czech glass. I like those I like them together. In fact, I'm probably going to put them together when I make something out of those, because I like the way that those look together. Like I said, it's thoughtfully curated. They put things together, and they also order things that they have specially colored or specially curated for these boxes. You can always order more if they have extras. They're available in the Sam's Bead Shop. And we've got our fairy tale flyers. I'm not Irish, I promise. Flowers. Antiqued red, amber, and copper mix. Actually, a funny story about that. I think I might actually put my flowers together. Is that I lived in London for a while and I worked behind a bar, and it's really hard for me sometimes to not pick up an accent when I'm around it all the time. And I was like, I can't be one of those Americans who's trying to sound English, so I'm going to try really hard to sound American while I'm there. And that meant retaining my hard R's. And because of that, I ended up sounding almost a little bit Irish because my vowels were rounding to sound a little more English. And so this guy walked in, and he was Irish, and he was like, I was talking to him, and he said, "So what part of Ireland are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm American." And he was just absolutely astounded. Anyway, side digression, let's go on. There is one last stranded one. These are fire polish straps that I totally skipped over when I was reading down this list, but they are Cabernet red silk luster, and they are 6 by 8 millimeters. It's got like the silk luster gives it kind of a purpley tone, and then you've got that Cabernet red underneath it for like a burgundy color. And these I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick right here. And I've got some spaces left for some of our bagged selections, and we're probably going to be doing some roommate situations because, you know, that's how we do. And for the rest of these, I'm not going to go down this list. I'm just going to grab the bags and read what's on the front of them because they are labeled. So for this one, we've got Czech glass fire polish faceted long drops. They are purple, opal, bronze. So we've got a bronze color on the ends. And then along the faceting, you've got the rest of that color. And I think that these drops of a feather should drop together or stick together. I don't know. Beads of a feather should drop together. I don't. Where am I going? I have no idea what I'm doing with this. It's been a long day. Oh, long diamonds. So these are going to be really fun. I think they will add length in like a necklace or something like that. They are just this really, really gorgeous, like deep red. I need a light behind it. I don't know if you guys can see that deep, deep red. These are beautiful, a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I'm gonna stick them right over here, up in that corner. But let me give you the 7 by 24 millimeters, and we got 6 of them. Garnet is the color for that. Then we've got another hibiscus flower, but this is a large one. It's a table cut one and is red crystal with a bronze finish. So you can see the table cut facets, and you can see that red from the light behind it. And that bronze finish on the outsides and along there. It's going to be a great focal bead. I'm going to stick it right here up at the front. There's some more focal beads here like this. Grape pendant, and the color varies, it says. So I got this deep, rich berry red. It actually looks a little more like, to me, a raspberry rather than grapes. If you guys can see that red color through there with the light. This is 23 by 34 millimeters. It has some heft to it. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in here with this especially big guy, my hibiscus one. And then we've got some pear brios. There's yellow opal, Celsian, and purple amethyst bronze for these brios, and there's 2 of each, it looks like. They are 12 by 15 millimeter, and it looks like this one at least is double-sided. One side is this opal color, and the other side is this Celsian color, and then the bronze is just bronze on both sides. I'm gonna stick this one right here. I think that's gonna be a good place for it. Let's get these drucks situated. They are 6 millimeter garnet luster drucks. So they have the garnet colored glass with a luster finish. That's what they look like. These guys are probably going to do a lot of heavy lifting in this box, and that will be fine. All right, I'm going to get these 2 situated in just a minute. All right, we've got a Czech glass blooming rose focal. Its color also varies, and it is 17.5 millimeters with 14 millimeter thickness. And looks like the color I got was kind of a gold color with a rosy tint on the edge. This one's gold all the way around, and this side has more of that rosy tint to it. And I'm going to stick it here with these brios. Just hang out in that section. And then we've got our metal components. These are a flower link and a filigree coin pendant. The flower links, there's 2 of them. It's 15 by 21 millimeters, and the filigree coin pendant is 31 millimeters. So you've got both of those, and it looks like they are the same on either side. I think I want to bead around this filigree pendant, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe use these guys and bead around it. That's gonna be really fun. That'll be really cute, I think. All right, I'm going to set that up like that. It will actually lay flat, but it's so that you can see it a little bit better when I do the final look at it. And finally, the last one selection in our box is the Czech glass daisy heart, and it says color varies on this one as well. I've got a 15 by 17 millimeter 3-piece set, and it looks like the color on mine is like a deep, like almost royal purple. I don't know if you guys can see it with the color behind it. It might be a little harder to see. I mean, it looks kind of black on there, but it is like a royal purple color. So it's very, very pretty, and I love, love, love like the metal finish on that. It looks like it's copper. So let me know what colors you guys got in your box for some of these ones where the color varies, like the Czech glass grapes might be a different color for you. The heart might be a different color for you. These, or the blooming rose might be a different color. The hearts might be a different color. But whatever colors they are, they should all go very well with the rest of this box. And there we go. I will put a link in the description to Sam's Bead Shop where you can find more information about this box. And if you'd like to subscribe to it, or if you'd like to buy some of the extras, like if you were looking at this and you said, you know what, I really just want to buy one of these, they might have that up on the shop in the extras shop. And you can get some of that from Sam's Bead Shop. And I will talk with you later. Happy beading!